Hi, I'm back. Hello, so I'm back. Thank you so much for watching my last video. I impromptu recorded it and it's done so well, and I've had loads of new subscribers, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for watching. So I'm back in a week with my new hideous mug. Look. Oh, isn't she lovely? I got her from the tip shop at the weekend. I think from Google tells me it's from the 50s maybe. It was 50p. I mean, it is disgusting. The man behind the till was like, oh, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. And I said, I know, it's right up my street. So yeah, here I am with my coffee and my mug. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I know I've just said that, but I'm going to say it again because, yeah, I can't believe it. It's really kind. Thank you so much for all the kind comments as well. So today I am back and I thought I would talk about still knitting. Hang on, let me shut my bracelets up. I don't really hear it, but when I was editing last time, my bracelets were really clanging, so I'm just going to sort them out. Yeah, I'm going to talk about my knitting. Again, this time I'm going to talk about kind of finished objects. I've only got a couple, and the things that I'm actually actively working on. I have started working through my whip pile. Maybe I've started sewing ends in and things, and I've started, most people said start with the ones that have got the least to do and start there, because I think I was just a bit overwhelmed. So that's what I've been doing, but I have been working on the ones that have interesting me at the moment anyway. First of all, I thought I'd tell you what I'm wearing. This is a really old make. This is lovely. I've made two of these, of course I have. It's called the Pipu Shawl by Amber O'Brien. I have written that a few things down today so I don't forget, and I'll try and put things on the screen. Yeah, I'm into wearing shawls like an old lady again, so I thought I'd tie this one up in a bow. I haven't done it like this before, but I really like it. So yeah, basically let me tell you about this shawl. I feel like I'm going to go off on lots of tangents today. So this shawl is like an asymmetric triangle. It's garter stitch, stripes, 2 rows of each colour, and then this lovely lace panel through the middle, and just along the cast off edge, I think it was just a little picot. That could do with blocking out again. It was like a little picot edge, but yeah. So I really like them. Keeps you well warm as well, and they stay on nicely. Whereas often when I wear them, I've made quite a few shawls, but I don't wear them that often because I find it a little bit annoying having like a really big, I like how they look, but they fall off, don't they, and stuff. So I'm wondering if maybe I wear them like this, might be a winner. So yeah, that's the Pipu. I definitely really love this pattern and really recommend it. It's really just a nice knit. I think that's the thing with shawls. I really like knitting them, but then I don't really wear them. So maybe if I wear them with a big bow. Everything's improved by a bow. Well, it is in my world anyway. Yeah, so I've worn it like that. Where shall I start? So I will start with my finished things. Now, I've got 2 finished things that I haven't got here. So I made my mum a pair of the world famous sailor slippers for her birthday in November. I have recorded a little video. Well, I did back in November because I thought I would put it into a video. I didn't think it would be in January. I thought it would be sooner than that, but I'm going to put that in here. So this is like our old me. See you in a minute. So just a quickie. I just thought I'd show you. Made my mum some slippers for her birthday. No, my mum is not the BFG. These are the sailor slippers by Annie Sews. You've probably seen them. They're literally everywhere online at the moment. You felt them, so I thought I'd show you them before I felt them. I haven't felted anything purposely before. I've felted plenty of things accidentally, but we'll see. Yeah, they're really fun to knit. You knit them flat and seam them with an I-cord around the top. So we'll see how they fare in the wash machine. You knit them in drop snow, which randomly I'm wearing my jumper that I knit in drop snow. It's not the best garment jumper. This one's a bit grubby. It needs a wash. It's a home jumper because it is like a roving kind of yarn, really. It's not spun and it bobbles, and I'm scared to wash this because I think it's going to felt. So it's going to be a really gentle hand wash, but it's only a home jumper anyway, this one. It's really thick and really warm. But yeah, these are my massive BFG mum slippers. I think if it works out, I think literally everyone I know is going to have a pair of these because they are lovely, and the colour combos are endless, and the yarn is not too expensive. Drops Snow. I think it's on offer on Wool Warehouse at the moment. Go check it out. I'll show you. I'll come back. I'll show you when they're done. So I finished them. I felted them. Just put them in the wash, and now they're normal size, proper size shoes. They are so cool. So it took a couple of goes in the wash. In the pattern, it says just put it in the wash with a towel in the washing machine on a high spin cycle. Which I did, and then they didn't come out small enough, so I don't think I put the temperature on higher. So I just put them in the machine again, and 2 cycles, and now they're UK size 6, 7, I think she is, 6, 7. They're a little bit big for me, and they are quite wide, so I think there will be more of a sort of sitting slipper, you know, like a lounge slipper. But if you keep them by the sofa, just put them on when you're sitting down watching telly in the evening. Oh, I love them. So they felted really nice. Don't know what that is on the bottom. So they're like a really dense fabric. Oh, I think it's lovely. It's the first time I've ever felted anything, and I was a little bit worried, but they've worked really well. I think I need a pair. They'll be so warm. So yeah, normal size slipper for my mum's birthday. Oh, I would recommend this pattern a lot. So I use Drops Snow. I think I said that before. Drops Snow. And the pattern's knitted flat. Then you sew it together and then put this I-cord on around here. But they're lovely. They, like I say, they are quite wide, but I think they fit. They're a little bit big for me, but nice. And it's such an affordable yarn. 100% wool. Lovely. What a nice present. So yeah, they're for my mum's birthday. See ya. Yeah, so what do you think? I really enjoyed making those. Since then, I mean, it had already gone viral then, but since then it's gone even more viral, and literally everyone's made them. So I'm not telling you anything that you don't know already. But it was a really fun make. I haven't made any more. Drop Snow then went out of stock everywhere, so I couldn't get any more. And I would still like a pair. Mum wears them lots, and like I say, she wears them as like a sofa slipper. So, you know, they're a bit much for shuffling about in, but they are really warm, and they're just, yeah, nice to put on your feet. So wears those, and she liked them a lot. And the next thing that I have that I made that I haven't got here was I made a Nordic bloom vest. Oh, who is that? Caitlin Hunter, I think that is. I have one that I've shown in a couple of podcasts back, in green and pink, and she really loved it. My best friend, did I say that? Yeah, she really loved it, so I thought I'd make her one for Christmas. The pattern is either for a cardigan or a button-up vest, and I think I omitted the steek out of the middle and just knit it in the round and made it into a vest. My friend is a lot taller than me and doesn't like things quite as cropped as I do, so I made it a lot longer. I'll try. She sent me a picture. I'll have to ask her if I can put it in because she said it to me privately. But so I made it for her for Christmas. I'll put a picture in here, and yeah, so she really loved it, and I made it longer than the pattern and just added a few extra rows of stock in it, and yeah, just made it into a V-neck vest. She really liked it. She liked it for Christmas. So that's the second one of those I've made. But I made it out of this. Now this is a cone of yarn that I got in a charity shop a long time ago. I've had it, I mean, obviously I've made a vest out of it already, so it was already much bigger than this. It was a huge cone of yarn. So it's a lovely blue. It's not a colour I'm drawn to. I can appreciate it's a really lovely colour. I don't know if it suits me. I think I'm more of a pastel-y kind of girl, is what I prefer. But I do love this on other people, and yeah, so I've got this much left, and can you see? Oh, you can. It's like multicoloured sort of Sparkles Stellinery, and it's a bit furry. It's got a bit of a halo. It doesn't say actually what it is. It just says Royal lot number. It doesn't have any. Yeah, it's got a sticker in there, but yeah, it doesn't tell me anything. I don't think it's natural fibres. I haven't burnt it and tested it, but I think it's probably an acrylic of some description. Yeah, look. Oh, you can see how fluffy it is. Yeah, so I'd like to make something out of that. I think some sort of lace, a bit like the red cardigan. Again, I showed it in a couple of podcasts back. The red sort of lacy cardigan that I made from an 80s pattern. I think I'd like a cardi. That'd be nice. I think it'd be quite a nice colour in the summer as well, just to chuck on. So a lace cardi will be nice. Yeah, I've got too many whips at the moment, so I just thought I'd show you the yarn that I used. That's one for the future, because I've got plenty to be working on right now. Yeah, and then I've got 2 finished items to show you here, and then I'll show you my whips. A lot of them you probably, I think nearly all of them shown before, but we'll talk about them anyway in case you haven't seen those ones from before. So this I cast on, hang on, let me just undo this before I explain. So this is it's called a Bliss Bloss shawl by Amber O'Brien. So I knit the smallest size. Let me start explaining this. It's nice though, isn't it? Look at that. That's my first go at instarsia. I never know how to say that word. Instarsia. Yeah, I think that's right. So, you know, it's not the neatest on the other side. Who sees the other side? Me, I'm showing you. How silly. But that's my first go I've ever had at that. When I was a very beginner knitter, I think I knit Dolly a little baby cardigan with little dogs around the bottom, but I didn't know what I was doing, so it was really gappy, which I think is why I've always been a bit scared of it. It's not the best instarsia I've ever seen, but it's a start. So this I wanted to make, you know, like this, I suppose, one of these. I'm not going to be able to show you with this big bulky shawl one underneath. I wanted it to wear flat. Hang on, let me turn around. Ooh. Oh, I can't show you. I don't know if that shows, you know, so it's like you can see the little flower at the back and then tighten up, but it's not quite big enough to do the little knot and it stay flat at the back. You know, I could tighten a knot and then it bunches up at the back and you can't see the little flower. So I have worn it, but it's annoyed me. I should have made the bigger one, which has 3 flowers along. So this one has 1, oh no, 2. Oh, I can't remember. I think this one, the smallest one has 1, the middle one has 2, and the big one has 3. So I just made the small one. But I think if it was longer, then it would be able to tie. So what I thought, I've been looking at getting like a, you know, like a shawl, they call rings or pins, so it kind of does up like a woggle. I know them as woggles. They were called woggles when I was in the brownies, I'm sure. But I just had a rummage and I found this, you know, like a hair clip like that. And I was thinking that maybe I could kind of clip it together with that. Let's see. So it stays like that. Oh, yeah, that works with my woggle. Are they called woggles? Am I making that up? They are called woggles, aren't they? And then it lays flat and you can see the flower on the back. Obviously not on top of another shawl, but that would be nice, wouldn't it? I quite like that simple ring, so I don't need to buy a shawl ring, because I have seen people on Instagram using just a normal ring and kind of, I don't know, weaving it through in a certain way, but I'd recommend it. I like that. I can wear that now I've thought of that. Glad I found that. See, I've always good to hoard stuff. I don't really wear that, but it's good to have. So I can't really remember what I did. It's a bit like the Sophie shawl scarf pattern. It's garter, it's got an I-cord edges, but then you do this, and this is a chart in the pattern. Yeah, it is a chart, and I think I muffed it up a little bit, so like this where it looks a bit messy here, that is not the pattern, that's me. Oh, and this instarsia is in stocking stitch and the rest of the shawl is in garter. So I quite like the difference in texture as well. But like I say, I've done a messy job. Go and look at other versions, because mine, it's not like that in the pattern. It's because I've done carried on. I misread the pattern. But I know what I did, and it would be better in future. But, you know, from a distance, who cares if people think my Instarsia is a little bit messy around the edges? It is. And what? Lovely. Yeah, I'd quite like, maybe I should do a 3. See, I'm making more project for myself. I'd quite like a 3 version one. Yarn, that's where I was talking about. Am I jumping all around the place today? I think I am. Sorry. Yeah, so I think I used a DK held with some sort of mohair, and this was a drops patterned DK sock yarn, I think. Don't know what that was. Yeah, this looks got kind of neon-y bits. I've got a pair of socks in that somewhere. That's really nice. It drops. Is it Fable? Oh, might be making that up. Have a look on Wool Warehouse. The self-patterning one. Lovely. So that's that one. And then the last finished object is a new, but it's the same pattern. This is the 3rd one of this pattern I have shown now. I think I've got enough mist sleeves. Oh, it's when the sun's on it, it's lovely. The sparkles. Mist sleeves. This is going to be so difficult to show you. I'll try it on and prance around. Oh, look, the sun's catching the sequins. I just love this pattern. Look at this yarn. It's so sparkly in the sun. So this was a really inexpensive yarn. I got it from the range. I never look at the yarn in there, and I think I'm coming out of my yarn snobbery era, because this is just an acrylic and was about £1 a ball, £1.20 I think, and I only used 3 balls, and the sequins are already on it. It doesn't feel like any other acrylic I've ever used. It almost feels like cotton. It's not got that like squeakiness of acrylic, which is why I don't like that. And wearing acrylic, it's just a little bit sweaty and not very warm. I think because I'm used to wearing natural fibres now, I can really tell the difference when it's not. Oh, does that make me a bit snobby? But this isn't, and this is fine. So I think I don't know. I'm coming out. I can buy cheap yarn again. Look, isn't it lovely? So these are multicoloured sequins. It's a really fun project. When I first started off, I was getting really annoyed because obviously this is the inside, and lots of the sequins were on the inside, and I was trying to poke them through, and I thought this isn't going to work. But then actually, it's got plenty of sequins on all over without fiddling about pushing them through. It works out. So this I made and wore quite a lot over Christmas actually. So let me see if I've shown you. I'll try it on and show you. So it's just sleeves, and they're really handy to wear. So I've got a bright pink one, I've got a boucle grey one, and now I've got a jazzy sparkly one. And because I would wear this all the time. Sequins are for daytime, sequins are for any time, but it's quite a nice sort of evening-y jumper as well if you're going out for dinner or going to the pub, whatever. It's nice. It's so sparkly. There's different size sequins, so there's these bigger ones and then little teeny tiny ones, which just really sparkle. I mean, it is black yarn, but you know, it's easy. It's stockinette. It wasn't difficult to make. And because they're small, I suppose, they knit up really quickly. You just knit round and round for most of it. Really recommend mist sleeves. I saw another podcaster, Knitting Forecast. I can't remember her name. She's lovely, but go watch her. She was talking about she wears a lot of dungarees, which actually so do I. And she was saying she doesn't wear jumpers underneath them because, you know, tucking it all in. And so I thought, oh, yeah, I'm going to wear them with my dungarees. So I wore them yesterday with my dungarees. And, yeah, it's really handy. So, you know, you don't have all that bulk to tuck in down the sides of your dungarees. Just got warm arms. And they do really keep you warm. Like, I know your body is out, but on not a freezing cold day, it's enough. Obviously, I wear tops underneath them, always. That would be obscene if I didn't. So yeah, they're my finished objects that I have. I think there's been other little things over time, but that's what I'm going to show you. So now these are my current works in progress. So how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I kind of stick with something, knit it for about a week and become obsessive of it. And then, I don't know, I think, oh, I'll pick up something else. So I have been working on them all, but over time. First of all, I cast these on Christmas Day. I've got one sock, just need to kitchen the toe and then cast the other one on, because this is what I do quite a lot, is knit one sock. We all do that, second sock syndrome. I've got second sock syndrome at the moment. So this yarn is lovely. So this yarn was the Christmas Day skein that I got with my Dandelion and Dogwood Advent Calendar 2024, which was Barbie themed. So this was the main skein. I didn't want to use a contrast. I didn't really know what I was going to do. So Christmas Day, I didn't really have anything that I was excited about working on. So I thought, oh, I'll cast on a little sock. So I went in one of my stitch Bibles and just got out this cabled rib. So I did that. And then I just thought, oh, I'm going to do myself some ribbed socks. Why not? So I just sort of freestyled. So I carried on and knit the 2x2 rib. Yeah, 2x2 rib heel flap, and then picked up and carried on just the rib on the top. And I just need to kitchen and the toe up together. I really like them. They're really nice. This cabley rib was quite fiddly, and I think that's what's putting me off casting the second one on. But once I'm past that, it's easy breezy, and I quite like rib. Does that make me a sicko? I quite like doing a rib. I think this was twisted rib. Yeah, twisted rib. Nice. And you know, it's not my favourite when it kind of stripes like this, but you know, that bit's in my sock anyway. I prefer it. I think that was it. I've got quite thick ankles. I'm blessed with cankles. So I find sometimes they're a bit tight, or the cuff around my ankle. So I knit this, I think 72, maybe even bigger. No, 72 I think I did for the cuff and for the leg. And then I have decreased down to a normal 64, I think. So that's why this looks different to here, because the amount of stitches is different, the circumference is different. And I prefer this, but I don't hate this. It's nice. And you know, when you get a skein and it's kind of when it's in the skein and one's one colour and the other is another, you kind of get some sort of striping of some description. And yeah, actually looking at that, I like it. And that's in your shoe anyway. So I've got one sock. I need to get on, cast on the other. Once I've cast it on, then I'll work on it. Do that. So that's my first work in progress. What shall I show next? Let's go. This, Dolly gave me this. She got a little, you know, cosmetics set for Christmas. And it came in this bag. And it is like, let me try and show you properly. So, oh, that's it. So it's like one of those really expensive, I don't know, those leather project bags. Because when you open it, it opens like flat. So she said I could have that. She didn't want it. She took the products out and I convinced her to let me have that. So in here, this is going to look really boring to show you. I've just little freestyled this. Just a little, how can I describe what I want it to be? Like tight around the neck, tight here, and tying a big bow, like a bow round a cat's neck, I suppose. I've got quite a long way to go. And then, so it looks a bit like a, you know, like a December bow, you know, that pattern around your neck, and have some sort of long things, tails dangling. Yeah, have I already got a skinny scarf on the go? Yeah, I have. I haven't got a red one, I've got a pink one. But I think I'd really wear this a lot. And I've knit quite a lot so far. I mean, what? No, I'm probably maybe a third of the way through before it's long enough for what I want. And it's a bit, I don't know how many, I think I've got 20 stitches on there. So the rows are really short. You have to keep turning it. it's just not the most fun thing to knit. But I really want the thing, so I am going to carry on, and I'm going to finish that. Cute, all rolled up. Red. In my red project bag. Look at me, all matchy. Look at the little stitch marker. That's a cutie. Yeah, this is just a fingering weight yarn. What have I made with this already? Something else. Oh, my Sophie scarf, my bandana one that I've shown in here before. So that's just my leftover of that. I can't remember what it is. I think it's even a sock yarn. It's just a really nice red. I would have always said I didn't like red, but I'm quite into red lately. And we all go through changes in what colours we like. Don't know, maybe it's my year of bright colours. Right, I'm cracking on through all of these things. Next, I'll show you something I've definitely shown you before. Do you recognise it? Oh, that smells lovely. Have I got a pouch in there? Yeah, I have. I think I've shown these before, but if you like smelly stuff, some people don't like the smell, it makes them feel funny. But these from Primark, how much are they? It hasn't got a label on it. So what are they called? Scented rim sachets. I think you're supposed to put them in your drawers and behind your radiators and things, but they just smell lovely. So I put them in all my project bags, and then they smell nice. And what often happens is if you knit on something and at a particular time, then you put it away, and then I think my brain really links things with smells. So as soon as I pick it up, yeah, it takes me back to that time and what I was doing. And yeah, it's just really nice. Recommend them. They do all different smells. This one's a pumpkin spice. I think this was autumny then. I must have cast this on. But they're only like £1 and they're lovely. So this is, I've written this down, hold on. The Laura scarf by House of Budlier. I'm getting on. I showed this last time. I think I've done quite a bit more than last time. I'm probably 3/4 of the way through with this. It's lovely. It's such a nice colourwork chart. You just knit round and round. It's a really nice project to do. I'm using Drops Air in these two colours. So I'm just going to knit until I run out of yarn. So I've got about 3/4 of a ball each. Maybe. It's going to be lovely. It's so soft, so warm. I knit it specifically to match a coat that I still haven't made. I'm just so scared to cut into the blanket because it's such a lovely blanket. 100% wool blanket that is pretty much this. Again, I've shown that a couple of times in podcasts, I think. And yeah, I just need to make that. But I've nearly got a scarf to go with it. I wanted to put tassels on the end, but I don't think I do now. I think I'll just have it as a, you know, a scarf you wear with a coat, not an indoor scarf. Do we all have categories of scarf? Oh, that looks a bit like a loo roll when it's rolled up. It's not like a loo roll. It's a beautiful scarf. Oh, I'm so childish. Yeah. Recommend that little pattern. It's all really nice. So we're still all into our winter knitting. You know, it'll be spring soon and then my head will be turned again, won't it? Right, I've got 2 left. What shall I go with? One I've shown you before or a new one? Let's go with the one I've shown you before. So this isn't a surprise to anybody. I've shown this. I've shown it off because I'm very proud of this a few times on my podcasts. So this is the Cherish Every Aspect of Life jumper by Bunny Muff Designs. Oh, it's so lovely. I won't go on about the yarn and stuff I've used. It's from a local farm to me. It's beautiful. The little grey sheep yarn co. You can buy it online, but it's from the little village my grandparents used to live in. Love it. So I've done all the colour work of the jumper. I've steeked and done the neck hole. I've steeked and opened the armholes. And because it's drop shoulder, I think I'm like 3/4 of the way through the first sleeve. The jumper is blocked, the sleeve isn't. That's why it looks a little bit different. So the pattern is a brilliant pattern. The colourwork charts are beautiful, but it doesn't hold your hand all the way through it. So it just kind of basically says knit the sleeves, decrease if you want, don't decrease if you want. So I've knit to here, and now I'm not sure what I want to do. I don't know if I want like the sleeves to be straight all the way down and sort of loose at the cuff, and have a cuff and have quite wide sleeves at the bottom. What I usually prefer a sleeve like is a balloon sleeve, so kind of baggy all the way down and then rapidly decrease at the wrist and have, you know, a balloon kind of shape. But I don't think that suits this style of jumper. So I'm at a point where I don't really know what I want to do. Do I, or do I want to, so this is probably just below my elbow, and then just now do I want to slowly decrease into a slightly smaller cuff at the bottom, or do, I just don't know. It's so lovely. If you look carefully, there's little snails, flowers, butterfly amongst the leaves on the sleeves. I love it. And I've enjoyed, I think that's 2 repeats of the colour work chart. And I've probably got another repeat to do, and then the cuff. I think I want wide sleeves, or do I pull the sleeve out, which would be the second time of pulling a sleeve out because I knit it at the wrong gauge the second time, and just make it into a round neck sort of drop sleeve vest. No, I don't want to do that. I want sleeves. I want this to be like a outdoor jumper that I wear. It's going to be really warm. It's not super soft. It's like non-superwash, warm wool. It's warm. And it will just wear and get better and better with age. And I want to be wearing this when I'm 80, 90. It's like just an outside jumper. It's beautiful. The yarn was expensive. It was a Christmas present a couple of years ago. But it will be something I treasure forever. So I just need to get on. I gave myself the deadline on here to make myself accountable to finish it by Christmas. Well, I haven't. But that, I'm just at a bit, I keep it in my basket because I don't want it to go back into hibernation. I'd like to finish it this winter and have it to wear next Christmas. Next Christmas. I'm going to finish it by next Christmas. But yeah, I have spoken, I think, at length about that before. So we'll just leave it at that. But look at the project bag. Is that not the most fitting project bag ever? It's lovely. It's getting a bit big for it now. Doesn't quite zip up. So that's that. And then I've got one more. This is going to be a nightmare to show, isn't it? Look at the colours. So this was born out of me making a chocolate roulade at Christmas. So my mixing bowl is this colour blue. So it's a Mason and Cash one. I love it. And I was making a chocolate Swiss roll, and the chocolate was dripping down the side of the bowl. And I don't know if I took a picture or if I did it on Instagram. I'll see if I can find it. If I can, I'll put it here. If I don't, it's because I can't get it. But the colour combination of the brown and the pale blue, I just loved it. So it then got me thinking, and I went and had a look in my cupboard of dreams and at all my yarn that I had. And I had blue and brown. And I thought, I'm going to make a cardigan. So I have, nearly. I am. Right, how to start. So I am making, so I'm not following the gauge. I'm loosely basing this pattern on Amy Loudon. It's a chartreuse cardigan, which is nothing like this, but that's the sort of pattern I'm following at a completely different gauge, using completely different yarn than recommended, but just to get the kind of basic look that I want. And I would like this to be ideally quite a long, open, no buttons, baggy kind of cardigan with balloon sleeves that have quite a long, tight cuff. It's what I've got in my head. So I went in my stash and I found I had a I haven't got them in here. I'm going to go off on a tangent. So I bought this yarn. I've got a whole sweater's quantity of this. It's double knitting by James C. Barrett. It's an acrylic, I think, again. It'll be on there somewhere. Don't know. It feels like acrylic. Oh, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. It's fluffy. It's thin, but really, I don't know if you'll be able to see, it's really hairy. It's got a big halo. And I think, it's double knitting, but it doesn't feel like it's very thin. But I think because of the halo, it kind of puts out the gaps a little bit. It doesn't look like a double knitting, but it knits at a double knitting. So I've got a whole sweater's quantity of this. And what I bought this for is to make the cardigan that Baby wears in Dirty Dancing. I'll put a picture here. I've wanted it for ages. I've wanted it since I've seen the film. It's my favourite film of all time. And for the big jumper, she sort of puts it on over her summer dress, and it's just lovely. And it's this exact colour, a bit fluffy. It's quite big, and it's kind of, I think it's sort of bobbly down the front, and the buttons are like knitted, covered buttons on it. I will come back to that cardigan. So I bought this for that, and in the project bag that it was in, there were 2 starts of that cardigan. I think I'd got through to the split for the sleeves on one of them, and then the next one I'd kind of, nearly split for the sleeves. Knit at 2 different gauges, so they were like 2 giant swatches. And I do like them. It's not quite right. I need to go back. I need to visit that idea, and I will have one of these cardigans one day. But I decided I'd prefer to use the yarn for this, so I scrapped them and use the yarn. And then the brown I have is a completely different makeup. It is a double knitting. So this is the softest yarn I've ever felt, I think. And I've had it in my stash for years. Now, my friend gave me this, and her auntie gave it to her. So I think her auntie, but I think bought it. I remember her saying she bought it on the Isle of Wight, and her auntie wasn't even a knitter. I think they'd visited a farm and they were selling yarn there. So it's just a luggage tag label, and it says God's Hill Park Farm, 100% and 100% undyed alpaca DK hand wash. So it's obviously not very treated. It's a completely different texture to this, and it is when it's knit up, and I don't know how it will behave when it blocks. I'm hoping, because alpaca's famous for losing its shape, isn't it, and being drapey, not being best suited to garments. But what I'm hoping is striping it like this, the acrylic will kind of hold it together, and then this won't overstretch. So I'm hoping. I don't really know what's going to happen. So, but I really like the difference in, hang on, let me put my hand in. So this bit is kind of quite a loose gauge and quite see-through, but then the brown isn't. And I really like that contrast. It's a bit messy at the moment. There's lots of ends to sew in. I've done a bit of end sewing in, but not loads. I think I sewed them down the front a bit. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So this is where am I? Right, so I've knit the body, and then I've left it on hold. The stitches falling off a little bit. It's okay, but this yarn's really sticky. It doesn't really matter. They go back on quite easy. I'll do that properly in a minute, but I'll just get the worst of them. Hold on. There we go. Right, so I have knit, I don't know, about this far underneath my arm, and I've put it on hold, and I've picked up, and now I'm starting the sleeve. I've done some short rows in the sleeve, which I think is in the pattern, but I didn't look at it. I just sort of freestyled. And then I'm going to just not decrease on these sleeves, just keep going round, and then get to kind of here and do a really long cuff. I'm going to do that on both, because of course I'm me, and this is all I've got left of this brown yarn. So I'm going to knit both the sleeves, use the brown yarn, and see how far it takes me, because I would like to add maybe 4 or 5 more stripes to this body, make it longer, but I don't want to do that and then not have enough of the sleeves. I am happy with it. If I add a rib, I'm happy with the length it is now. I'll wear it, but I would prefer it as a longer cardigan. God, it's so nice. I just love the brown. Is like it's obviously undyed, but it's like a really cool brown. I don't know how to describe it. Like an animal colour, I suppose. Like a cool brown. It's not warm at all. It hasn't got any sort of golden tones to it. And it just goes so nice with the blue. What a nice... I would never have put those two colours together if it wasn't for making a chocolate pudding. What else can I say about this cardigan? Well, this is such a cool pattern. That's what I can say. So you knit the button band as you knit the front. So you knit it all together. It's this, because I've just picked up these, it's probably not going to look the neatest. But just so I can describe what I mean. So you use a smaller DPN for the button band and then a circular needle for the body. So you just work with 3 DPNs and you leave it on a different needle here, because I hate picking up knitting. I hate those finishing bits. I'd rather do it all together. It's so good. In the pattern, it tells you where to put the buttonholes and all those things, but I don't want buttonholes for this, and I don't know how long I want it. I just want it to be like a loose, open cardigan. But what a good idea. She talks you through it so well in the pattern. She recommends to use wooden DPNs so they don't keep falling out. They kind of hold on. So the button band is a different gauge to the main body, but it just works. It's lovely. So, I mean, all Amy's patterns, it's not a surprise to anybody, all Amy's patterns are lovely. So I'd recommend all of them. But this one I've knit a few times. It's just a really good sort of basic cardigan pattern, you know, like I've knit 2 which I have since felted in Drops Air, a pink and a blue. They're just really easy cardigans to wear over everything. And I've also knit it without sleeves, which I have also felted. I've knitted it without sleeves, like a waistcoat type pattern, and just put a rib around the edge. So look at that project bag. That is a vintage pillow. No, it's not. It's a vintage knitty case that you put on your bed. Project bag. It doesn't fit. But look how lovely it is. I think. Imagine taking your jobbers off and putting them in there. I am not that girl. I wish I was, but I'm not. Yeah, so that is all the whips that I am working on at the moment. I thought I would show you what I'm hoping to work on next. I have got so many ideas at the moment, but I've got too many things on the go. This has been in the back of my brain for probably about a year now. So this is a knitting pattern book. I think I got it at a car boot sale. Sasha Kagan? Oh, it's going to be back to front, isn't it? I don't know if she was a famous designer from the 80s, I would imagine. She's an 80s girl, isn't she, that model? There's lots of really lovely colourwork patterns in here. It's pretty much just the, you know, the charts. But it does give you the patterns, but I'm not massively keen on the shape of the jumpers and stuff. I think I would take the pattern repeats. But this one has been living in my brain for, since I bought it. I really love the stripes and then the colourwork in the stripes. I don't know how well it is to show you. Oh, there you go. Can you see? It's the colours. There are the colours that they use. Oh, I just love it. I think I want a sort of jumper with big puffy sleeves with that design. Look at their styling. The 80s were wild, weren't they? I just love it. There are loads of lovely colourwork designs in here, but that one, and I'd like to make that out of Drops Air, like a big floofy, maybe even hold it with most. I mean, look at the styling in this book. Imagine that. Look at it. It's got a mask. Oh, there's some really cool patterns. Oh, look at this one. Look, cats. I like that. There's lots of different ones. There's ones with pansies. I was going to look for... Oh, there. Hang on. Look at this. Oh, so pretty. So I think I really want to make something using that kind of chart. Always get the old knitting books. You might not want to make that outfit like she looks, but you can take so many bits out of them. You don't have to make the exact, look at that, look. It's got little cactuses, look. Amazing. I've got a really big collection of mainly knitting books. I've got a few sewing ones, but I say 80s is vintage, is it? But I have got them from before. I pick up the 70s magazines when I see them. I just find it really inspiring. But that is what is on my dream knitting. Yeah, so I think that's the end of what... Oh no, I wanted to share. That's what I wanted to say. So I want to say thank you for watching again. Yeah, it's really kind. I love talking about my knitting. I am really conscious about waffling on to people that aren't interested in my knitting. So I don't say very much about it to my everyday people, or everyday, you know, colleagues and stuff. I'm pretty sure nobody would really be interested in me talking about it. So it's nice to be able to chat to people, other like-minded people. So thank you for watching. And what I thought I would do is, I did it a couple of times back and I've seen a few other podcasters doing it, is share other podcasts that I really like watching. There are tons. But the one I was going to talk about today is Penelope's Chinwag. Do you watch Penelope? She is the nicest lady I think ever. She really reminds me of my granny. She is the most talented knitter, the most talented quilter. She makes the most beautiful quilts. Her podcasts are different from all the others. I don't know how old she is, but she's written her sort of life story. So she's talked you through all the way from being born all the way through her life. She's at her wedding in the 60s at the moment. And I find that so interesting. And she'll show you what she's been working on. And she does some tutorials, which I've learnt loads from. She's just a really, really nice lady. I'm sure lots of you follow her already. But if you don't, go and give her a watch. She's got, I think she started in 2020, and she's got a huge back catalogue of her podcasts, and they're lovely to watch. You could lose hours watching her, so I highly recommend her. Yeah, and that's all I have to say is thank you for watching again. Oh, is that too many times? Probably is. What I find difficult, and I think what puts a block in from me filming, is I'm not very technical. It takes me ages to be putting the names in and putting a title on and writing a description box. That's just not me. So I will try as best I can, but I just don't have time to do that. So it's either have like an unedited version or yeah, not at all. So I thought I'd just give it a try and see how it goes, see if you guys do like watching me. Thank you. There's been so many new subscribers. Yeah, it's exciting. So if you have any questions that you want to ask, or you want to ask about a particular pattern, or I don't know, chat about anything, just give me a comment, or Instagram is a good place to follow me. So I'm the same there, Knit Frills and Thrifty Thrills, which kind of covers all of what I do. I love a bow, I love a frill, I thrift, I buy, most of my stuff I have is secondhand. So I think it's a long wordy name, but I think it covers who I am. So I like it. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm that on Instagram and I'm that here. So if you give me a message on Instagram, you'll definitely get a reply quickly. But yeah, here I can be a bit sporadic with the comments. Sorry about that. Yeah, so hopefully I'll see you again. I'm going to do a sewing one next time, which perhaps might not be everybody's jam. So I might not see you next time, but yeah, thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.